Hey folks, Grant from Gunspot here for Toolster.com. In today's video, we're going to be talking about should I carry a flashlight as part of my everyday carry. Everyday carry, I particularly like carrying a separate flashlight from one mounted to the gun. A lot of folks make good reason behind carrying a flashlight on the gun. That's not necessarily a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but I personally like to carry a second light or a light that's not attached to the gun. Here's my reasons why. First off, I can shine a light at something and not be threatening. If I pull out my gun and shine the light on something, there's a threat or potential brandishing type of issue or charge. So I have to be 100% right if I do that. However, it's non-threatening to flash a light at something. Also, life happens. Sometimes the car breaks down, or sometimes I need light, and it's not a situation or environment where it's appropriate for me to pull out my gun and use a light that's attached to the gun. Not to say it's bad to have a light on the gun, but I find a whole lot of uses other than just gunfighting that a light makes good sense that's handheld. Now, what I can do with my everyday light carry is if I see something or someone that is suspicious, maybe I'm perceiving it to be somewhat threatening, I can pull that out, I can hit them with that light. They don't know whether I've drawn a gun on them or not, although I haven't, so I'm using it from a legally acceptable standpoint to identify either friend or foe and challenge that threat before it becomes threatening. So what makes up a good everyday carry light? And I've seen a broad spectrum of this, everything from little tiny AAA battery pin lights that put out 100 lums or 50 lums in some cases, all the way up to some of the newer handheld carry lights that go 1,800, 2,000 lums. My opinion on that is choose a size that you will actually carry. You know, it's great to have the biggest, brightest light in the world, but if it's so big and bulky that 9 times out of 10, you're leaving it home on the dresser, what good is it, right? So choose a light that gives you sufficient lighting, but yet is small enough that you will actually carry. Now, my particular light is the Olight M2R Warrior, and I believe it puts out somewhere around 1,500 lums. Don't quote me on that, but it is a good, sufficient light. One thing I like about this particular model is, one, it's rechargeable, and two, it has a secondary button up close to the bezel that I have an easy time of varying the lighting. So if I'm just trying to find my keys that I dropped on the floorboard of the truck, I can hit it. It's already pre-programmed to be in that dimmer power setting. I find my light, I don't destroy my own night vision, and I find my keys. If I need it to be brighter, I hold down the button, I power it up to that fullest, brightest, level to where I can use it according to whatever I need to. So lums, vary between one manufacturer and another. So I can't really just say you need at least X amount of lums or, Y amount of lums. It really is about the beam. So aside from brightness as the one thing you need to look for in a light, I think you should have a tail end switch. If you just have a button on the side of the light, it's going to limit you in the handhold techniques to incorporate your firearm. I really like a tail end switch. I find it to be the most usable and versatile as far as utilizing the light in conjunction with my handgun. So in my particular case, I have to be fairly proficient shooting one-handed. If I'm going to use white light from a handheld device, obviously I'm losing that secondary grip to the gun, but I find a tail end cap allows me a variety of different techniques that allow me to incorporate light into my shooting or searching technique. Hey folks, that wraps up should I carry a handheld light in my everyday carry? And remember, train hard, your family deserves it.